My name is Phil Calogero. I'm chairman of the North Andover Board of Selectmen, and for the past 3 years, I've served as a member of that board, serving at a time when the board's membership has evolved to the point that this board's makeup of age, gender, a combination of new and old, and varied life experiences make this the most representative of our community and our town's long history. It's because of our diverse background and experiences that we've been able to work together in moving North Andover in an exciting direction. In the past 3 years, we've seen a new fire station built, a new school administration building, a renovated town hall where all town departments have been moved under one roof on our main street. We just opened our renovated DPW building in February. And this spring, we're going to break ground on a new kindergarten for all of the students of North Andover. We've done all of this without raising property taxes through overrides and while achieving a AAA bond rating, the highest level possible and a first for North Andover. We became one of the first communities in New England to offer curbside textile recycling, a program that has diverted 50,000 pounds of waste from our trash stream, and that's only since May. We've grown the senior tax relief program, nearly doubling the number of participants and increasing the amount of money to be earned towards relief. We worked with our school committee to hire an in-house legal counsel to provide reliable, accessible legal support to officials and staff. We used that legal counsel to update our licensing regulations for the first time in years. For much of my tenure, I served on the board's appointment subcommittee and interviewed and appointed almost 60 diverse residents to volunteer boards and committees. These volunteers play an important role in doing good things for our town, which is why for the first time in anyone's memory, I advocated for inviting our boards and committees to actually attend selectmen meetings, to provide annual updates to the Board of Selectmen, for us to hear feedback and guidance so that we can all work together to move our town forward. Guidance and direction is important. This is why I was eager to see us begin the process of creating a new master plan, a blueprint for our community. When I joined the Board of Selectmen, I was disappointed that we hadn't bothered putting together a new master plan in almost 20 years. In fact, the standing plan referenced studies and strategies from before I was even born. This is why I joined with fellow selectmen to encourage the development of a new master plan. We included funding in our budget so that we could have the most efficient process. And I sat on the committee that interviewed residents and put together the team of 9 individuals who have worked tirelessly to solicit feedback from across our town as they develop a 21st century plan for our community. I hope to be reelected to see this plan be implemented. I am proud to have spearheaded the creation of North Andover's first farmers market. Because of the hard work of many, we have a farmers market that brings people back to our main street. This foot traffic doesn't just bring hundreds of people to our downtown each weekend. It was also intentionally set up to be right by our senior housing, so that we can make it as easy as possible for as many seniors as possible to have access to fresh food and produce. And with SNAP being available at several booths, everyone has access. I hope to earn your vote so that I can continue exploring ways to bring back people to our downtown and supporting our residents and neighborhoods. Our public safety officers now all carry Narcan, the chemical used to revive people who have tragically overdosed from heroin, so that our police and fire are best positioned to save lives when responding to tragedies. The issue of addiction remains vexing, and the state and federal government need to do more. Frankly, they can never do enough. I'm proud that Town Hall is stepping up to fill its role. This year, the town's budget includes funding for a mental health program and counselor, an initiative modeled successfully after our neighbors in Andover, and that will not only support families battling addiction, but also residents and families dealing with the long list of mental health ailments that remain stigmatized in today's society. This was achieved through working with Dr. Tom Trowbridge on our Board of Health, North Andover Police Lieutenant E.J. Folds, and even included me meeting several times with members of the Andover Board of Selectmen. I look forward to continue working with these advocates to successfully implement this new program in the coming months. You can learn more about this initiative, as well as everything else I've mentioned, by visiting www.philforselectmen.com. Much of this success is not the result of the Board of Selectmen, or should I say, just the Board of Selectmen. It's the result of people, volunteers, town staff, and officials all working together. This teamwork and community spirit is why I'm proud to say that I am a lifelong resident. Maybe it's why after graduating from North Andover High, I chose to stay and earn my degree at Merrimack College. And our community success and spirit is definitely why my wife and I couldn't have thought of a better place to raise our 3 daughters. On March 27th, you have 2 votes for selectmen. I respectfully ask for one of your votes so that I can continue working hard to make our town even better. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lynn Red Nikki, and I'm a candidate for selectman. I'm new to running for office, but not new to the community. I grew up in Peabody and moved to North Andover about 25 years ago. One of my earlier jobs was managing some of the town's largest developments. In managing communities, you learn opinions often differ, but you must listen and reach out to the community as a whole before steering the direction of new policies. Involvement in community first leads to a better final result. In my 25 years of experience in property and project management, I've worked with developers, trustees, and owners of small to large residential and mixed-use projects throughout the state. Running communities includes overseeing finances, loans, and capital plans, as well as managing staff. I've run wastewater systems and managed maintenance for facilities and roadways. I've learned about community involvement and the value it can add while working with numerous volunteer boards and trustees. In 2012, I volunteered my time and expertise to the town that I chose as my home. I was appointed to the planning board where I served for 5 years. During my time on planning, I worked on the committee to modify downtown zoning, which aided the promotion of growth for East and West Mill. I was always sensitive to how changes might impact neighbors in the community. East and West Mill have grown and developed in a way that benefits our town. I look forward to watching the owner's vision evolve. The purpose of the zoning bylaw is the promotion of the health, safety, convenience, morals, and welfare of the town. I've always worked to ensure this and will continue to do so as a selectman. I'm also proud of the work I did with the planning director and fellow board member Peter Boynton producing informational pieces for homeowners within the Lake Kachikwick watershed. The mailer explained what could and should be done to protect our drinking water. It's not easy telling fellow residents about rules that can cost them money. Believing knowledgeable homeowners would likely cooperate with maintaining our drinking water, we paid attention to conveying the reasons behind these rules. The educational pieces were well received and had positive feedback. I've worked on many great projects here in town, like the Lake Cleanup Day, the new fire station, the Department of Public Works, and school administration buildings, and the Fajetta Farms mixed-use development, to name a few. Fajetta Farm public hearings brought many members of the community and school committee to the discussions, addressing important topics like growth in housing and its impact on the schools. From working on such a broad range of projects, I've become an advocate for zoning bylaws that are cohesive, coherent, and user-friendly. I sat on the Master Plan Steering Committee and had the pleasure of interviewing volunteers and making recommendations for the final committee. The master plan is well underway, and the community outreach has been tremendous. As we worked toward creating the plan, one thing became clear. Implementing the plan is as important as creating it. For the first time, we agree upon having a working group to bring forward the community's goals. All this work reinforces the need to listen and resolve potential impacts before setting out on a new path. As a select woman, I'll continue to conduct public outreach, even if I go it alone, door to door, or on the phone. Through budgeting for hundreds of community developments, I've learned one can have great credit, a balanced budget, and savings, but you still must act responsibly. Streamlining processes, taking care of preventative maintenance, and using best management practices can save on minor and major expenses. Budgeting for small communities means poring over every line item, including contracts and invoices. Involvement in day-to-day work leads to a better result. These lessons worked in residential developments, and they'll work for our town. As I've campaigned door to door, I've heard great suggestions, both small and large, on ways our town can save money. If we pay attention to our expenditures, we'll be better positioned to fund important projects like roads, sidewalks, public safety, seniors, and supporting our schools. As a daughter of a military veteran, I want to do more for our veterans. These quality of life issues ultimately correlate to the value of our homes. Community involvement makes a difference. As a select woman, I'd advocate for more public meetings between various town boards and committees. The Osgood Landing Smart Growth Overlay District Committee, formed to make recommendations for modifying the bylaw for town meeting, is a good example of various groups working together. It was comprised of one member from planning, zoning, selectmen, director of community development, and one town resident. As the representative from planning, I found working with people from different perspectives very productive. I look forward to working for our town as a selectwoman. I ask you vote for me on March 27th.
Hello, my name is Dick Allencourt. I'm a candidate for re-election to the North Andover Board of Selectmen. I'm asking for your vote on Tuesday, March 27th. A little bit about myself. My parents were business owners on Main Street, and that's where I spent most of my early years. I'm a North Andover High graduate. I received my Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science from UMass Lowell, a Master's in Information Technology, and an MBA from Southern New Hampshire University. Professionally, I worked for AT&T and Lucent Technologies on Osgood Street in North Andover for 21 years as an IT specialist, and left to pursue a new position in 2006 at Cisco Systems as a global systems designer. I have been employed at Cisco for 12 years. My wife Kathy and I chose to raise our 3 children in North Andover. My family was very active in the school and town activities. We volunteered often. When my children began their college years in 2008, I began to serve on a variety of town committees. I served as the treasurer of the North Andover Booster Club for 6 years. I was a founding member of the North Andover Merchants Association and served as its first president for 2 years, guiding the organization through some turbulent startup issues. We grew the membership from about a dozen founding members to 100 local businesses. NAMA is still flourishing today with a very strong membership and donating thousands of dollars annually for scholarships, sports programs, and other philanthropic pursuits, all within North Andover. I also served on the North Andover Zoning Board of Appeals for 6 years, sitting on hundreds of appeals during that period. I'm proud to currently serve as a member of the Affordable Housing Trust, whose mission is to provide for the preservation and creation of affordable housing in the town of North Andover for the benefit of low and moderate income households, as well as seniors. I have served on the North Andover Board of Selectmen for 6 years, 2 of which as chair. I'm proud of my time as a member of the North Andover Board of Selectmen. When I first campaigned in 2012, I based my platform on 3 items: public safety, economic development, collaboration. Since then, I have learned that the secret to a successful outcome is collaboration. Over the last 6 years that I have spent as a selectman, I have discovered that the ability to collaborate and work together with other boards, committees, and commissions has moved North Andover forward and enabled us to address major infrastructure issues on time, within budget, and without the need for debt exclusions. We have been able to raise our cash reserves from $5 million in 2012 to $17.4 million in 2018, which includes free cash, which has grown from $2.3 million to $9.7 million during that same period. For the past 3 years, S&P has given North Andover a AAA bond rating. Water and sewer rates have not increased in 6 consecutive years, and if the fiscal 19 budget is approved at town meeting, this will be the 7th year. We have also had consensus budgets for 5 years, and again, if approved, this will be the 6th consecutive consensus budget. During these past few years, the town and its leadership has been successful in moving North Andover forward and establishing fiscal soundness. But our success story does not end here. I look forward to the exciting opportunities ahead of us. I am committed to continue to work with the owners of 1600 Osgood Street to find the right fit for that property, as we attempted to do with the proposal to Amazon, as well as the other businesses and parcels along Route 125 corridor. This is a very important part of North Andover, and we need to ensure it is built out with the best use possible. We have just completed the Facilities Master Plan, which brought to us the new Kittredge School gym, a school administration building, state-of-the-art fire station, a renovated town hall, and an addition to the DPW building. We are now looking to build a new kindergarten, a senior center, renovation of the central fire station on Johnson Street, and, if approved, a total makeover of the middle school fields, which will become a recreation centerpiece for the town and will have something for everyone. And finally, as we roll out the town's new master plan, I am enthused to begin to work on the implementation of that plan in conjunction with other town boards and committees, town staff, and of course, most importantly, the residents of North Andover. The residents have played a key role in contributing input to the master plan. We need to maintain that momentum and to continue to provide input as we begin the implementation of that plan. We have made great progress. I hope you will vote for me on March 27th, and we will continue the momentum together. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Gerry Brecker, and I'm running for moderator. We in North Andover have a choice this year for the moderator position. I am running as the citizen candidate, not as the politician candidate. North Andover town elections are on Tuesday, March 27th. I would be grateful for your vote. I'd like to talk with you about why the choice for moderator between a citizen candidate and a politician candidate is important for all of us as homeowners, parents, town employees, taxpayers, and citizens of North Andover. I've been your neighbor more than 28 years. My wife, Louise Bork, and I were married here the day of the sheep shearing festival, and we've raised 3 children here. I've been attending and participating in town meeting ever since. Town meeting was something right out of that Norman Rockwell painting. People freely speaking their minds and the business of the town in the hands of its citizens. And presiding over town meeting was the moderator, Mr. Salisbury, steady, competent, and modest. The moderator knew the procedure inside and out, explained things clearly, made sure every voice was heard, and moved the meeting along at a brisk pace. The meeting was not about the moderator and what he had to say. The focus of the meeting was clearly about the people and their business, the town's business. Many contentious issues came before town meeting during those years. Trash fees, strip clubs, incinerators, cell phone towers, school funding, budget deficits, and tax overrides, rezoning 1600 Osgood, and maintaining the quorum requirement for town meeting, to recall only a few. Throughout that entire period, it would never have occurred to me or to anyone else that the moderator had his own agenda or that he favored one side over another. And that's the way it should be. But a moderator who is also a politician changes the dynamic, and not for the better. In my view, the role of an active, highly partisan politician is incompatible with the role of moderator. If there is even a hint that the moderator leans toward any agenda, prefers any party, or favors any faction, whether presiding at town meeting or appointing the finance committee, we risk losing the confidence of town meeting. And when a long-time political activist and politician acts as the moderator, there will always be that hint. No matter how fair and impartial that politician moderator thinks he may be or says he is, others will suspect or be convinced that he is not, at which point the very integrity of town meeting is thrown into question. Before I close, I want to say a few words about the moderator and the finance committee. The finance committee has tremendous influence on the town and its budget, and therefore on our taxes, our schools, public safety, infrastructure, and on the entire operation of the town. By law, the Finance Committee, which is supposed to be an independent fiscal watchdog, must review the town budget every year and make written recommendations before town meeting can vote the budget up or down. Every single member of the Finance Committee is appointed by only one person, the moderator. So the moderator has tremendous and largely unseen influence over the town budget and finances. That's why it's so critically important that the moderator be genuinely impartial and completely outside of town politics. A highly political moderator who leans in only one direction and who only appoints members of the Finance Committee who also lean in that same direction compromises the independence of the Finance Committee. A politically compromised Finance Committee calls into question the integrity of their budget review, and the quality of their recommendations will always be suspect. This is why town meeting needs to be able to trust that the moderator is steering only one course, and that course must always be straight down the middle. That's the only course I will steer as moderator, straight down the middle, always. That's my pledge to the people of North Andover. It's why I'm running for moderator, and it's why I'm asking for your votes. Thank you.
Hello, this is Mark DeSalvo. I've had the privilege of serving as town moderator for the past 6 years. I promised that I would be fair, open, and efficient, and I'm confident I have fulfilled that promise. I take the responsibility seriously, one in which I oversee our town meetings, appoint the Finance Committee and a majority of the School Building Committee, and act as a fair and impartial voice in town government. That's why I've established innovative rules and procedures, require all speakers to disclose any personal financial interest, embrace technology so that attendees understand each presentation and demonstrate fully transparent conduct and votes. I've worked hard to fulfill my promise to bring a 17th century tradition into the 21st century. Ethics is vital. Our town meeting is the only one in the state to require speakers to disclose conflicts of interest. Voters now know whether a speaker has a financial or family connection to an article and are able to make more fully informed and honest judgments. I apply these rules to myself and afford no person, elected or appointed officials, special privileges. My integrity and the integrity of the meeting are paramount. That's why I don't accept campaign donations. It's just another way to assure that town meeting is a straight-up effort designed and conducted for townspeople to make their best judgments. I've employed professional audiovisual and technical services to make town meeting more welcoming and efficient. This includes bringing in large screens for presentations, real-time editing of motions, open display of vote tallying, electronic check-in, as well as accepting email and text questions from viewers unable to participate in person. Today's world doesn't always make it easy to attend town meeting. That's why I instituted free childcare services so that parents are able to participate in this critical community conversation. The Finance Committee needs to give the best possible advice to our neighbors at town meeting. I've appointed skilled individuals to the most geographically, age, gender, and ideologically diverse Finance Committee in our town's history. They, working in concert with our boards, town manager, and superintendent of schools, have helped plan and execute the extraordinary expansion of facilities and services in our town these past 6 years, and done so within existing revenues, all with a AAA bond rating. I've conducted community surveys on how to improve town meeting. The good folks here at NACAM know me well, as I frequently utilize local cable TV to educate the public on town meeting happenings, and implemented a metrics-based independent statistical analysis of town meeting to help make it fairer and more efficient. I am a responsible business person, entrepreneur, university instructor, financial professional, and longtime community volunteer. These experiences have armed me with the skills needed to better serve you. Some say that my past involvement and contributions to the town as school committee member, conservation committee member, active citizen with an articulate and passionate voice somehow disqualifies me from remaining as moderator. I ask, since when is it a disqualification to be a knowledgeable and committed citizen? I hope you agree, and I ask you to reject those inaccurate claims. Many of you have observed and can attest to the fact that I am well prepared, work hard, and study diligently. I am a leader who invites cooperation and collegial contribution. I'm proud to share credit for our well-run town meetings with dozens of volunteers, over 60 in our most recent town meeting, and the town staff who contribute to town meeting. I invite you to put 2 dates in your calendar. I ask for your vote on Tuesday, March 27th to remain as a fair, open, and efficient town moderator. As well, I ask you to come to annual town meeting on Tuesday, May 15th. I'll be there, either presiding as town moderator or sitting in the audience as citizen. Both are honorable roles. I hope to see you there. Thank you very much.